Welcome to East Lansing, Master Nee. We're very happy to have you with us. I attended a talk that you gave last autumn where you started by asking all of us, did you sleep well? Did you have a good breakfast? Are you happy now? And when we all happily said yes, 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 you replied, oh good, then I can go home now. In those few moments of laughter that followed, we realized your very beautiful lesson that you were giving us, that to sleep with a clear mind and to have a good beginning to the day and to be happy are the essence of living the integral way. Like all real teachers, we could see that much of the teaching you do is by the example of your life. So today we're hoping that we can learn what you would like us to take from the example that you set for us to help us realize our own natural, essential virtue. That's what we're hoping to do today. So I would like to start by asking you about your daily life. You're living today on the slopes of a mountain in Oregon, and I'm assuming that your life circumstances reflect a choice that you've made to live a natural, simple life. Mm-hmm. What are the benefits that you find?
The benefit make you do not forget the life is a challenge when you live in the mountain. For example, the mountain have the surrounding is a peaceful land, several acres. You need always fight the grass. It is not the grass you fight, the weeds, thistles.
Thistles?
If you not cut off, it will take over suddenly. Half a year. Everywhere is thistle. You cannot work the land anymore. So lots of hard work. But the good thing is that when you're out, you work with the field, with the land. When you're in, you can do meditation or do writing. So that's how you balance your life. Everybody enjoy quietudes because the quietudes do support your nervous system. If you have the possibility, at least occasionally you should go to countryside or mountainside, take a walk there, and enjoy the fresh air there, and also describe you are close to the nature where we start with, and shouldn't stay everywhere where you live with all cementing, all the wall, and all the side.
That sounds like good advice.
Thank you.
Can we jump back in time now to your childhood? You were living in rural China.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I understand you caused a bit of trouble for yourself, especially in school, when you were a young lad. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about those days?
I remember now as adults, I think the teacher are not ready. The teacher don't understand children. They just make a living out of as a teacher. Because each student have each student potential. They don't understand. They just train you as soldiers in the role. If each individual treated by the massive production of modern educational system, I think it's abuse the talents, the individual. But it's different, the primary school than the high education. High education, you still, the teacher can notice some students do have a better, deeper understanding, learn faster than other individuals. But in like a primary school, like you, the teacher, like a person, draw a group of duck. They need more discipline than you really teach them something. So I was put there as one of the duck. Was unhappy.
I see.
Was unhappy.
I see. I see. Okay, you were unhappy to be a duck.
I shouldn't accuse the teacher not as good. Maybe it was my own problem. But they do made a very important description of my school record. They say, I see the kids smart, but really he's stupid. Sometimes I think he's stupid, he's really smart. So far I didn't change that. I don't know, am I smart or am I stupid? Or just like that, continue the same way.
But there was a time, wasn't there, when your father made the decision to bring you home, away from the other ducks?
Right.
You were his own little duck at home.
Yeah.
What was that like, to learn from your father?
Different. My father was they understand I need a challenge. Because I stay in general school, the teaching material is not challenging. 1, 2, 3, 3 cats play together with one ball. I could not be trained like that.
Doesn't seem very interesting. Huh?
So he bring me home, teach me what is the philosophy of yin yang, what is the philosophy of 5 elements, etc. That's a big challenge.
Yes.
At the beginning, I'm totally uninterested, But my father gave me strong discipline. So you got to, though your understanding power are less, but your memory is strong. Once you lay the foundation, remember the material in older age with life experience, your understanding increase. Once your understanding increase, you can make use of this thing I taught you today. This is his principle.
I see. And how old were you when you began with him? Do you remember?
10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And you continued that way until you were a young man?
At the first half year or 1 year, I do have difficulty because he teach me so many Chinese classics. Usually adults for 20, 30 years old then start those things. It's a little too early for young people because I take the life too light. So he chose something heavier for me.
So that's why he made a decision to give you such very different learning material than what you were having in school.
And also, the big challenge is that I like to go out to play with other kids or play by myself. My challenge is in our home we have a big library, and we also have a library in different home, different flats. So the books is my challenge. My father, the requirement, you can play. You learn all them. You can play.
After?
So you make friends with the Asian who achieve themselves.
I see.
If you keep playing with the people, not learn achievement, then it's poor you down.
I see. Very good lesson. Very good lesson. Well, I very much enjoyed your book, Universal Mother, which is about your own mother.
Right.
General society today, Master Ni, is so full of fear and overindulgence and self-interest that parents have a great difficulty in bringing up children. It's such a challenge to give them a sense of belonging in this society, while at the same time being able to nurture in them a natural, open-hearted and giving attitude. I wonder if you can tell us how your mother would have dealt with.
At first, my mother understanding what she do for me is a service. She know after my growth, I will walk away, far, far away to live in different countries. She know that. She just do her best, fulfill her role, can assist me, educated me. That's the type of service. It's very difficult for my mom and difficult for my brother and sister too, because they were living still in hometown, live an ordinary life. I'm not.
Today, you mean? They're still living in China?
Even today, even at that time, my mother have the full knowledge where I'll be, what I will do.
I
So
see.
she need to prepare me. This difficulty for me, I was a monkey, very restless. But my mother ambitions making me as a sage, as I understood. How can you make a monkey out to be a sage out of a monkey? You know, it's a difficulty for my mother work. So now I'm acting like a sage, but it's still, you know, I'm wild. If I'm allowed to.
I think she did a good job.
She did a good job, right?
I wonder what advice she would give to, if she can walk in the door today to me, and I have 2 children living through their adolescence now and early adulthood. I wonder what advice she would give.
Let me think about 1 minute. I think first you need to understand the potential of your child. Don't consider your own position, because your own position or relationship either is a pull you down, or it's a lift for your emotion, both ways. So if you calculate that part, very difficult. Just ignore, say, now you have a challenge, you have work to do. You understand the young adults, what kind of potential give the best help to find how to develop himself towards his own interest or her interest. Most important thing is mothers, they have responsible for discipline them to form the good habit of life, because the bad habit of life is too costly. Young people don't have control about what's good, what's bad, what affect your day later. But the mother, so troublesome, got to make them accept the discipline of life. Yeah, in any time the mother got to watch them. This is important help to them.
I think you're right.